I believe in a simple life. I believe in simple living. So, this is really about you living a simple life in this crazy, noisy, busy world we're living in. And I really want you to have more freedom. Welcome to Goose Pond Hideout with Rob. Hey, just in case you were wondering, I'm Rob. and it's really what I want to talk about is life is short, and I want you to have more freedom. And just about a week ago, I made a video about how you need almost $200,000 a year to live comfortably as a family of four, and how insanely ridiculous that is. So it's been mulling over in my brain, been thinking about it, and I wanted to give you some really hard things that you can do, examples. So, instead of just this talking about it and saying, oh, this or that, or, wishy-washy, feel-good kind of stuff, I want to give you some really thoughtful things that you can put into practice right now, today. So again, about a week ago, excuse me, got a frog in my throat. Must have jumped in there from the pond when I wasn't looking. The rat race, the noisy world out there, is an exhausting, never-ending race. You just run the rat race, run the rat race, run the rat race, and there's no finish line. That's the silliness of it. You never get there. You're just always in it. And that's that hamster wheel analogy that we all like to use, is that's, just the silliness of being caught up in the big city, going to work thing that we all jokingly call the rat race. It's a never-ending, exhausting race with no finish line that you just run and run and run in until you drop, basically, till it's the end of your life. So number one, the most important thing for you to do is don't compare yourself to others. It's, the keeping up with the Joneses kind of thing. People in your family, your neighbors. Oh, look at, I don't want to use names because I don't want to pick on anybody, but, maybe I can say Karen. But, blah, blah, blah is a lawyer and has a really successful practice. What are you doing with your life? Blah, blah, blah is got a plumbing business, and he's got 3 people working for him. And, when are you going to get off your butt and do something productive? And, those kinds of things. So that's family and friend. When you go to Thanksgiving, or we just had the 4th of July, if you had a family get together, and everybody likes to point out the careers and the life choices. Betty Lou over there has got 3 kids already and 1 in the oven. How come you don't have any kids yet? I want to be a grandma or a grandpa kind of thing. So, that's the kind of thing that you got to deal with. Don't let it bother you. It's, you live your life. Don't be comparing yourself to other people. The other thing is, like, I guess, what am I calling that? That was number 1, so we'll call this one number 2, is don't worry about things out of your control. And in the world today, boy, oh boy, are there a lot of things out of our control. I mean, look what just happened a few days ago on the weekend. And, I'm not going to bring up politics directly, but, there's so much noise out there. The world is just so flippin' crazy. And again, whether it's job noise or family noise or neighborhood noise or political noise, even like the weather noise. I mean, when we were on our sailboat, we watched the weather, and we, paid attention if there was a hurricane coming our way. But, we couldn't stress about it because there's nothing we could do about a hurricane blowing up the, coming up the way. But we prepared for it, but we didn't, worry about where it was going. And it's the same thing with our, it's going to be crazy in the political world, for the next 4 months or so. So don't let the noise of the outside world, the things that you can't control, consume your time. Pay attention to what's going on. I get up in the morning, and I get up, 6:15 or so, and I watch the local news till 7 because I like to know what's going on in our area, and the weather and things like that. So don't let the noise of the outside world eat you up and consume your time. Pay attention. I was mentioning there, I watch the local channel news from 6:50 whenever I get up to 7, and then it switches over to the national news, and I watch a little bit of the network. I guess it's the Today Show or whatever is on, and I do flip it over to Fox, and I watch 10 or 15 minutes of that, and then I'm done with the news. Then I'm watching the Hallmark Channel, or I'm outside. That would be, get outside. So that's number 3 or 4 or whatever. Who counts the numbers anymore, right? Is, shut your equipment off, whether it's a television set, your internet, close your laptop down, your phone, turn your phone off, put it on airport mode or whatever. Go outside. Now here on the homestead, that's not a big problem because we got chickens and geese and the dogs and the cats, and they're chasing frogs over there by the pond. Tater and Daisy, our best buddies. But get outside. If, here, again, I'm outside all day long. But where you live, if you're in a more urban-y area or whatever, shut everything down, get outside, and enjoy, get some vitamin D from the sun. And one that you've probably heard a lot of people talk about is another thing you don't, declutter your life. Simplify, simplify, simplify. Now, again, we lived on the sailboat for 9 years, so we really had to simplify while we were living on our sailboat. So we've carried that over to, now on our homestead. But like here in the summertime, it's hot here, I don't wear any socks. I mean, if I go to town, Sherry, my wife, has a doctor's appointment in about 2 hours. I'll put socks and shoes on because, I'm going to drive her to her doctor's appointment. But here on the homestead, I don't wear socks. I wear the same breeches, pants for a whole week unless I really get them messed up. I typically wear just simple white t-shirts that I buy by the bag full, at the big box store. And so a simple white t-shirt, simple breeches, pants, and I got big old rubber boots on. And that's all I wear all day long. And when the shirt gets dirty after 2 or 3 days, I throw it in the dirty clothes and I put another one on. So that, that's keeping it simple. I have 2 pairs of shoes, and you do less laundry that way when you wear the same clothes day after day after day. So think about, how you can, in your life, the things that you can do to simplify. You don't have to have fancy everything when you're living a simple life. And another thing that you can do is like, you don't have to have the best of everything. Downsize stuff. Quit spending money on all the latest and greatest whatever. Our vehicles, we got a little minivan that's like a 2004 or 5, and our main car is a 2017. Older vehicles. You don't have to drive a brand new car. Don't be out there leasing something. And just simplify in downsizing things. Your cell phones, your smartphones, whatever you want to call your phone. We have Motorola's, and they cost about 150 bucks each. You know, we don't have $1,000 latest and greatest smartphones. I mean, to me, that's just insane. That's just ridiculous to spend that kind of money on something that your last 2, maybe 3 years. So, you know, just buy the simplest thing that will accomplish what you need it to do. So think about those things, you know, the points that I made there, and I lost track of how many, but they're, you know, things that you can apply today. Don't worry about what's going on in the world. Don't worry about the noise. Wear simpler clothes. Own simpler devices. Get outside and enjoy some fresh air. So, more freedom.